You'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
1, 2, 3, now we're playing with the big boys. Gonna take it to the street, now we're gonna make a big noise. Gonna climb so high, now we're rising up. Are you ready now? Turn it up.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome
To High Tea with Kim and Alyssa.
Oh my gosh, are y'all so ready to just visit with us tonight?
It's the best night of the week. It's Thursday.
It really, really is. I know we say it every week and it probably sounds redundant, but we're just excited. We're just having way too much fun with you guys. Okay, what's in your cup? What
I'm
tea?
drinking some Earl Grey tonight.
Earl Grey. Okay,
Yeah.
I went with a caffeine free.
Okay.
Only because, well, it's like one of the echinaceas or whatever.
Turn your cup around. There's like a
This mug, you guys, is for lefties.
yeah. Sorry, there was like a little tiny hole in the
There's a
other side.
hole
When she went to
that's
go drink it, it would have
Yes.
dribbled all down the front of her.
I'm so thankful that you just didn't let that happen.
If it wasn't a hot beverage, I totally would have let it happen. But
That's where we're at.
it's a hot beverage, and I was like, nah.
I'm having caffeine free because my 4-year-old pushed the limits.
All buttons today.
I literally was like, do I just call CPS on myself and go, look, I can't do this. Just come get him. I need you to take him away from me.
Tomorrow will be better.
It will be better.
Tomorrow will be better.
It will, because he's going to sleep and it's going to be fine. And I think it was around the witching hour, which we have that every day.
Yep.
So it's one of those things that I got to figure out.
All right.
So I'm excited about what we're talking about.
I am excited too. I kind of did some deep dives on this. We're talking
Me
all the
too.
things weight loss, there's a ton of new things out there, all these
Yes.
new shots that were initially, I can't even speak, initially for people who are diabetic, I believe,
Yes.
is what it was made for. And then they started noticing that they were dropping weight on it. And then
Yes.
it's blown up. And of course, now every ad that I get through TikTok and Facebook and everything,
my
because
gosh.
I was doing research
Yes,
for
I know. Me
tonight's
too.
show.
Me too.
So, disclaimer, we are in no way professionals on this. This is
No.
just our own research that we did and our
Yes.
own opinions. And
And from our own experiences.
we've
I mean,
got experiences with some things. And
I know that everyone has a different experience. There's no two
Right.
people that have the same situation with the same background with
Right.
the same blah blah blah. So yeah, we're just literally sharing one, information we researched, two, our own personal things that we've learned, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like what Kim's saying.
yeah, So it started with, there was an Oprah special, and after the show that was like
Yes.
shame and blame, this weight loss thing. And now the major weight loss drugs that they hit on in that episode
Yes.
were Monjaro. I don't know how to say it correctly.
Okay, look, when I first learned, I was like, to spell it. Okay, you know how when you smell, when you
things.
spell things, you do it like phonetically, where it's like you sound it
Yeah.
out. So when I was writing, I was like, Mounjaro.
Monjaro. And Wegovy, Ozempic, and Zepbound were
Yes.
the 4 major ones that
Yes.
they hit on.
Yes.
And from what I understood from it, these are weekly injections that you have to take.
As far as that's what
I mean, I'm not.
I'm sure it depends. Like, I'm sure it depends on the person.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know if it's like across the board, like 1 injection a week. That's it.
I think it is.
Is
From
it?
what everything that I've seen and saw and whatnot, it's a once a week injection
Okay.
per person. Like, is what
And
it
then you're
is.
doing your own injection.
Yeah, and from
Yeah.
someone who used to have to do, I did have to do monthly injections for my migraines.
Yes.
Thankfully, I have found a vitamin cocktail that is working, and I have not
Yeah.
had to do that.
And what y'all don't know is, okay, I may not be a RN or have gone to school for all the things, but if you want me to come stab you and do your injections, like, you will feed my like
It's
love
well,
for medicine and for
and so I don't know, everything that I've seen on these weight loss injections, they have to do them in their stomach.
yes.
Now mine, I was able to do, I could do it in my stomach, the back of my arms, the tops of my thighs, or in my butt.
yeah.
But you remember when I showed you
Ooh, girl,
my
you made me
injection site?
hurt.
It was about the size of a softball around. I mean, it wasn't mounded up like that, but it was red and it was hot every month.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was like no matter how much I relaxed,
if y'all would have
I always
seen
had that
it,
reaction. It was painful.
it looked
for
like
like
a
a week.
really bad spider bite. Like,
Yeah.
it was scary. Like, I was like, and it the temperature, like you're saying, the hot.
Yeah.
Whew.
And it's an auto injector is what all
Mhm.
of these are. So like you click it and then it clicks again after all the medicine is in.
Okay.
So I know that those are the same, but
Yes.
they're painful
Yeah.
because it
I-
comes down with some force to get through your skin. I mean, I don't feel like it's like a regular shot, like from a syringe with a
Yeah, and it's
nurse
not
or
the same as your little finger prick either. It's
No,
deeper.
It hurts.
Yeah. Look, I don't know what it is that I just would love.
Just a
Maybe it's like deep pent aggression.
maybe. I don't know.
Let me come take out my anger on my 4-year-old on your little injection site. That sounds so bad.
Yes. So what did you gather? This was a 2-part episode that we had
Yes.
watched.
Okay. So for the first thing that I really that really struck with me is the understanding is I always thought that obesity was just you just let it happen to yourself.
Right.
And that is the consensus of like laziness, or you don't know how to control your food or whatever. I did not realize when Oprah said that the disease of obesity is literally you can be eating your breakfast and already be thinking about the next meal, because that's where like all your brain can compute. And it's like it's something like a mix, like a message misfire. And how I related that was like thinking about my mom with strokes and how like she had a stroke, so the messages stopped sending the right way.
Okay.
And so when she said that, that's what I envisioned was people that struggle with this disease. It's a message misfire where their body isn't telling them they're full,
Okay.
and they're constantly hungry.
Right. And one thing that she said to me, and I wrote it down, she
Mhm.
said that obesity is a disease, but everyone who is overweight is not obese.
Yes, yes.
And this is where, like, I was telling you the other day that I
Mhm.
kind of have a problem with like these. If you go online and you enter like your height and your weight, and it gives you like parameters of
Yes.
that, like considering, I'm only 5'4". Hold on, you guys. I'm working a computer here. Okay, I'm good. Make sure I didn't mess
Hey,
anything
wait,
up.
real quick. Let's say hi. Say hi to everybody. We got Katie and Monica and Philip and Angie and oh my gosh, I don't even
Bunch
know
of
who else
people
is
on
watching,
there.
but yay! Y'all share it. Like
Yes.
let's all get in on this conversation. This is really
Yes.
hard. And Angie's admitting it on our post or whatever. She is actually about to start her injections, and
Okay.
I know there's nervousness and excitement
Yeah, there
because you're
is.
excited for the result, but you're nervous for the side effects. So,
Right.
anyways, keep going.
Yeah. So like I put in, I'm only 5'4". I'm not very tall.
Yeah.
But considering my height and my current weight, which I'm not going to tell y'all, but it tells me that I'm obese.
Same.
And I'm like, I'm not. Again, am I a little overweight?
No.
Probably for my height.
I see
but
what they think, and I'm like,
I'm like, and it's just I feel like it's so depressing when you get on
It
and you
is.
see those things and you're just
Yeah.
like, and it makes you feel horrible about yourself.
And then there's doctors out there that capitalize on that. And
Yeah,
so,
I feel, and I wonder like how much of this, like people who are just slightly overweight are doing it. And the doctors are like, oh, here, let's try this drug, because
Right.
it's not cheap. I did some research on it.
oh yeah, I did
On
not know
the
how
breakdowns.
much. Okay.
So it's going to run you from the research that I did, the Wegovy is just over $1,000 a month. This is without insurance. If your insurance will not cover it, this is out of pocket.
I'm praying anyone that needs those injections that your insurance takes it. Like, I'm so sick of that.
Yeah. So Mounjaro will run you anywhere from $900 to $1,400 a month. Ozempic is $935 and Zepbound is just over $1,300 a month.
It's like almost a mortgage.
That's
ridiculous.
Is crazy.
Mm-mm.
It's just and I hope that insurance covers it for the people who need it, but I feel like it's so much money.
Yeah, Monica's in the medical field and she says, I hate that calculation. I deal with it almost every day. Yeah, I can't even imagine like having to be in that environment and it's like your hands are tied.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you've got all these people that just want to feel better.
They do, yeah.
And their hands are tied. It's like,
yeah,
that's just so frustrating. So what I figured out, okay, so I was so glad that you found out the financial portion. This is where Kim and I are very yin and yang because our two researches are, very different, but they come together so beautifully. So what I figured out about the Ozempic is, okay, so the Ozempic is a semaglutide, and I'm glad Monica's on, and if she can correct me because she knows way more medical stuff than I do. But yeah, it was an anti-diabetic medication originally used for type 2 diabetes. It is a peptide similar to the hormone, the GLC or the GLP-1. And that is a hormone that my understanding is it develops in your gut, but it's like brain, like it.
Yeah. So I wrote that down. So every human has that GLP-1 hormone and
Yes.
it does start in your gut and it travels to your brain and it tells the important organs that help regulate your weight, like your pancreas, your fat cells and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in there's a misfire. That misfire
Yes.
is not working correctly or it's taken the wrong path or whatever. Yeah, I did
Yes.
write that down.
And then let's see. Oh my gosh, Clint's grandpa is on. I love you. I'm so thankful you're on. I love him so much. Some people just like food that tastes good. I'm considered obese, but
That's
I
me.
only
I love food. I love food.
So Clint's grandpa is like the tallest human being. So your weight doesn't
compared to us, we're short.
We're super. Hey, everybody's tall in my life. But I love that he's on and I thank you. Thank you so much for talking to us. And then let's see. Katie says you can be heavier but per BMI index, but not obese. My take that this is healthy fat versus unhealthy fat.
Right.
What I mean by that is visceral fat. The part of being overweight is scary. It is super scary. I hate that. So what I did find, so the Ozempic is a semaglutide, but the Mounjaro is called, I'm going to butcher this, tirzepatide or a terzepatide.
Okay.
So it was also used for type 2 diabetes, but it was also to really lower the blood sugar, your blood glucose, and your A1C levels. So it's a little bit
more than just
different.
like insulin regulation.
Yeah, and then I know a sister or maybe a different brand of the Mounjaro is that Zepbound.
Yeah, and then Victoza is like an early Ozempic. They talked about that. There's like, I don't know, the girl was like 15 or 16 years old.
She was on
it. She's on it. She's on the Victoza.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically what these GLP-1 shots do, they try and they replicate that hormone that's naturally produced in your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a lifelong medication.
Yes.
Like once you start, it's like they tell you can't stop because you can gain all of that back if you don't do it correctly, you know? So
sorry. Al says, I try to keep my clothes keep up with. I don't want them to look loose on me. Hey, that is the best way to do it. That is the mindset we should have. I just don't want my clothes to look bad. I want them to be loose.
Yeah.
I want to show the whole design.
Well, and with me, I have a hard time putting things in my body that way, medications and stuff, because, I've got a lot of GI problems and whatnot. And I got to worry about, is this going to upset my stomach? Is this going to backfire on me? And am I going to end up in the ER again? Like, it's not a good feeling. So I'm like, if I can do something that's natural, personally, for me, I would much rather go that way. Yeah. So like back in October when I was having all my medical issues and stuff, I ended up losing 15 pounds between like mid-October and the beginning of the year. So I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
I really can. But like, and I love food. I like food that tastes good. I like the food that's
Me
not good for you
too.
sometimes. I mean, I made fried chicken sandwiches the other night.
The
but-
ugliest comment that any doctor ever made to me was one of the first or second times I went to the rheumatologist for my autoimmune lupus.
Yeah.
And she said, basically, all food that tastes really good and makes
Is
your
off
mouth
limits.
water and has the best flavor is basically bad for your lupus. And I was like,
Great.
then okay,
I guess
well,
I'm eating cardboard.
I'll go ahead and order my casket because I'm out.
I'm
Like,
I'm not gonna give up my
I'm
food.
not going to give up my food.
And that's what, so like, and those people who want to do it naturally and lose the weight naturally and stuff like that, I feel like having a restrictive diet,
Yeah.
yes, it can be beneficial, but at the same time, for me, like, I'm gonna crave that stuff that I can't
Yes.
have.
And that, so you saying that, I don't know if you remember during the Oprah special, she made that comment in regards to you can restrict your diet or you can do this or do that. And when your body loses, like you lose that quick 10, 15, whatever pounds,
Mhm.
your body is still like, it's still getting those messages that it wants
Yeah,
what you were previously having,
right.
which is why so many people see that non-success
That
rate.
yo-yo diet.
Yeah,
They
like
lose
where
it, they
I lose
gain
it, gain it.
That-
And it's
yeah.
because your body isn't changing the messages.
Mhm.
You're arguing basically with your body. And
Yeah.
that's not, it has to be a permanent long-term fix. And
Right.
and that was another thing.
Well, that's like Monica just said. It's all, moderation.
Yes.
Because restriction, like if you're telling me that like, I can't have a piece of chocolate cake, well, then I'm going to eat the whole damn cake. Like, don't tell me what I can't
No,
do.
I'm just as stubborn.
But it is moderation. And like, I started realizing like, okay, I'm full. I need to push my plate away and be done. So I was doing smaller portions, but then I started realizing even my smaller portions, I was getting full before I was finishing my plate. And I was like, okay. I was like, I need to be done.
Yes.
Or I'm going to hurt myself. And there are times where I'll be eating something and I can't help it. And I'm going to deal with that.
Oh, there's those meals that you choose where after you're done, it's going to hurt all the way up to your rib cage.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, I can't even
like
sneeze.
Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to happen.
I've been that full where you sneeze
and you're like, oh,
and everything just hurts. Like, did I fracture a rib because I ate so much? It's the best, but it's also the worst.
Yeah.
And yes, Monica, you're so right. Body cues are, oh my gosh. I don't think enough people, I think because of the busy world and the busy lives, I don't think we listen to our bodies enough.
Don't. So, we've really cut back on our eating out and our fast food. Well, we were working out in the yard. I guess this was Sunday. We were out and working in the yard and stuff, and it just got late. And I was like, I'm so tired. I want to cook anything. And I was like, I just want to lay here. We ended up eating fast food, and I felt like such crap that night. And even like part of the next day, I was just like, ugh, like why?
I know.
Why am I doing this?
I keep telling Clint, like, I kind of keep having this craving for like a big giant bucket of like chicken express tenders and gravy, and it's just like it just sounds good. And then I'm like feeling my ribs like, no, I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt.
I don't want to do that.
But yeah, moderation, huge thing. And then I don't think we as a society listen to our body cues. And it's like until you have a medical diagnosis, like now that you've had stomach issues, you have to listen to your body more. And I am the same thing. Like I put half and half creamer in my tea. Chances are tomorrow I may feel bad. But that's the decision I chose to make. Or my body could be on a different level and be like, you're fine.
Might be okay. It was a little teeny tiny thing.
So so guys, I don't know. So I know like there's a bunch of medicines out there, and really do your homework on them, because like there's the Victoza. Did you say that earlier?
Yeah, Victoza was that early Ozempic.
So that's a liraglutide, and that was for also diabetic, and the chronic obesity. And I think that was it was an older one. But Victoza was actually the second line therapy to metformin, which any diabetic knows metformin is your go-to medicine or whatever. And I did figure out this whole GLP drug. Okay, so it mimics the actions of the endogenous hormone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm butchering it. It's fine. That releases by the gut, obviously after
Mhm.
eating.
Right.
And so, yeah, it increases the body's own natural insulin secretion in response to a meal. So it lowers your level of the hormone glucagon. God, this is so bad. Glucagon or
Oh
glucagon
yeah.
after eating. These effects do help to decrease your blood sugar levels and and that's where that mentality, that's where that sends that message that says I'm full. So
Mhm.
these people with the disease of obesity they're not getting that message.
Right. Well, and like I don't know if it was one of the doctors that were on the show or Oprah who said it, that you can't just take this medication. Like you
Yes.
have to start changing
Yes.
the way that you eat, and you have to get active and stuff with it, because from what I gathered, it's like an appetite suppressant
Yeah.
is basically what it boiled down to me. I mean, that might not be correct, but that's what it was sounding like to me. Like it's like an
Yeah.
appetite suppressant, because I know that I've seen like Facebook reels and TikTok videos where people are like, "Oh, I'm going out to eat," and then they get there and they're like, "Oh, my GLP-1 kicked in," and they're like, "Nah." Like then they're like not hungry at all, and
Okay.
I'm like, "Oh, okay, so this is an appetite suppressant."
Yeah.
And I did see that they said 17% of people who started these
Mhm.
have discontinued it because of side effects.
And I'm just wondering, okay, and you guys give me your opinion on this. Here's what I'm wondering. This is the big brain cloud question that is rolling around in my head, is the people that are suffering the hardest with the symptoms.
Mhm.
Just track with me here, like
Okay.
all the side effects.
Okay.
Do we think that maybe it is not the right medicine for their body chemistry, or it is either too much that their body already technically is sending the right messages? It's just that people may not be listening to them, and maybe
Yeah.
that's where those side effects are saying your body is not
Like
ready for
you
this.
don't need this. I think
Yes.
that might be some of it too, because like the biggest ones were, the nausea, the vomiting, the dizziness, the fatigue,
Yes.
GI issues,
Mhm.
headaches, and less than 1% people were reporting pancreatitis, gallbladder problems,
Oh,
and
yeah.
thyroid cancer.
I did see that.
But there was like a disclaimer on that less than 1% is if you're already predisposed to those through family medical history and stuff like that,
Yeah.
then your risk was higher.
I feel
to do
like
that. And
that
I'm
I
like,
feel like that is the same, not crap or garbage, because I never want to say really ugly things about our government and like the messages they put out, but I feel like that's the same thing that we're being kind of forced upon with like the COVID. Like people died of COVID, but it wasn't you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
other issues is what
Mhm.
made the COVID worse. So like,
Yeah.
is that so I'm wondering if whatever other things people have inside their bodies, if maybe this, the wrong chemical like mixture is
Yeah.
making an ugly cocktail. That's the
Yeah,
only way I
and
can describe it.
might be. It very well might be.
I mean, every time I've ever had a really bad response, like side effect wise, it's because my body couldn't handle the medicine,
Mhm.
except for obviously my lupus medicine. But that's the side effect is eyes. And
Well, and like with me being a redhead, and like I'm pretty sure Monica has heard this too, that we process medications very differently.
yes.
Like I can metabolize like anesthesia
Mhm.
very quickly. Like
Yeah.
more quick than
Yeah,
a normal
I'm literally
person.
your polar opposite of that.
It's weird, and people like we are bleeders big time. Like anytime I go get stuck with the needle, I'm like, you better have
You're a
that
super bleeder?
Band-Aid ready. It's the
Ugh,
redhead.
okay.
It's a redheaded thing. It's like a weird gene mutation in us.
No,
But like
that's
we metabolize medications faster than normal people.
okay.
And people are like, no, that's not real. I'm like, oh, it is.
No, I've heard it.
It's a legit thing.
Yeah, I've heard it for sure. I've heard it from I've heard it from every redhead that I've ever known, which isn't many. Isn't many.
It's me and my family.
Really. I've heard it from all four of you. But yeah, so I do know body chemistry plays a huge role, and like anything else that you have going on that may not even be diagnosed, that can change
Right.
all the things. Like I know people that say they're going to start the shot and they already have like stomach issues, are concerned with it getting worse, and I'm like,
Mhm.
it may not even affect that. Like you just
Yeah.
don't know. Like, and nobody can say that. And honestly, everything we're saying, guys,
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt, but also ask your doctor, ask your professional doctor.
Absolutely.
Because we are
not medical professionals.
I'm certified to draw your blood, but I can't tell you anything.
I'm not going to be able to tell you anything.
I can do an echo, like I can do a EKG and stick those little stickers all over your chest, but don't ask me anything else. Don't ask me to diagnose you with heart problems. I can't even properly diagnose myself, which is why I go to the doctor all the time.
Yeah, and I feel like you got to ask the right questions.
You really do.
And, you hear it all the time. No question is a dumb question. Well, look, because I ask my doctor all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. And like, I go
into my doctor and I'm like, can you look at this in my nose? And he's like, what? And I'm like, come on.
You're not even here for that.
He's like, aren't we checking you for like, just whatever your blood?
I do that too. I'm like, hey, while I'm here, I have
can
a question
you look
about
at my butt. No, I'm just kidding.
But like I've gone in for like my routine like checkup or something, or like after I had bronchitis over the summer and I went back and I was like, so while I'm here, let's talk about my migraines. And he's always like, yeah, okay, let's do that.
Oh, every time I go in there and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I have the flu, and he's like, okay, let me check you and blah blah blah, and I'm like, and while I'm here, can I get some more Xanax? He's like, that's a whole nother office visit. I'm like, no, it's not. This needs to be a drive-through, like all in one. Like, let's go. Let's see. Katie says most foods are GMO. Best to go organic if you can and buy local farms. Sucks, but we don't have strict enough guidelines with the foods. Yeah, I know. Like being a like Kim's becoming a farmer.
I'm trying.
I've never been so proud of her in my whole
I'm trying.
So I'm super excited. I love everyone that grows their own food. What is it? Clint's grandpa says, a few years ago, my cardiologist told me I needed to use my elbows more. And I asked him how would help. He said, use them to push yourself back from the table. I think I need
feel like that's something my dad would say.
I love that theory. I love that. Like that needs to be a quote for everyone. Just use your elbows more. I need to like shut my mouth more. I mean, that's for me. But yeah, so along with like all this like gut stuff and the obesity or whatever, and Oprah did say like, she stepped down from Weight Watchers because she was doing the shot and she didn't feel like it was.
She didn't want to have like a competing thing. Yeah. So we're coming up on a short break here momentarily. You guys be sure to refill
yourself, refill
your cup, and we will be back momentarily.
We got way more.
Talk lots more weight loss stuff.
Yes.
For this.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
1, 2, 3, now we're playing with the big boys. Gonna take it to the street, now we're gonna make a big noise. Gonna climb so high, now we're rising up. Are you ready now? Turn it up.
I swear I'm the corniest person on the world, on the planet.
I just like to dance.
Totally fine. So we are just so thankful for everyone. We want to give a huge shout out to JoCo Community Radio. It's a member of EMG, a radio and podcast collective proudly serving communities like Johnson and Tarrant County, Texas. We are live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network and on our station app. Check out our lineup and more at tuneinjoco.com. We thank our valued partners in helping us amplify the voices of our communities. You heard the commercials. Be sure to connect with Todd Hurd and Associates, attorneys at law. Use code JOCO2024 for 25% off your first order at thetiffy.com. Didn't know that. And join the Swipe Nation today and save on your credit card processing at swipenationusa.com. Locally owned and operated. So reach out to Tiffany at joe.co at jococommunityradio.com for advertising rates as low as $50 a month.
Nice.
That's less than I spend on beer.
Oh my God.
Just saying. Just kidding, y'all. Not really.
Oh man.
You'll never know. It's none of your business.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to High
Let's
Tea.
Squirrel Alyssa back in.
Squirrel Alyssa back in. I gotta talk some reality.
I need you to spill some of the
my
reality.
Okay, so Bachelor Women Tell All. Wow.
Okay, hold on. I have a question
Okay.
because I saw you post a couple of things. You know,
I did.
I don't watch Bachelor.
I know.
I tried.
I know. I'm proud of you for giving it an effort.
I tried.
I
could-
love you for that.
But was this just like the women from this past season or like from, because weren't there some women from like the Golden Bachelor on there?
So a couple of the ladies on the Golden Bachelor, I think, keep staying with and mentoring because I think they're going to do a Golden Bachelorette.
That sounds about right.
And it's probably going to be one of those women, hopefully, because I really did
Okay.
like most of them, except for the one that looks like Bruce Jenner, but whatever.
Okay.
Caitlyn Jenner, whatever her name is. But anyways, the Women Tell All was all the chicks from this time, and they literally got to attack mode on all the crap.
Yeah.
Now
I
that
figured
they've
as much.
seen it.
Oh.
So Maria and Sydney, the gaslighter, and Sydney's like cheerleader, Leia, they were all like, at first it was, so I really expected it to get really dirty. And I really expected for there to be like a lot of like, Jerry. Yeah.
Jerry.
I really was hoping for some Jerry. But you know what Maria did? Now, I haven't really liked her the whole time. She's the
No.
mousy looking one.
Yeah, no, she rubbed me the wrong way from the minute I saw her. I was
Okay.
like, nope. I can't
You know
do it.
what? I'm proud of her. And
Oh.
now I'm one of her biggest fans.
Okay.
She was so classy on this episode. She addressed the things super directly, super blunt, super like respectful,
Okay.
and ended up giving the two bullies, the two evil girls,
Mhm.
she gave them hugs and said, I just want to support you. I just want to be okay.
Wow.
And I was
Good
like,
for her.
I wish I could be that mature.
I don't know if I could be that big of a person.
I don't either. And you know what? I was like, wow.
Look, I'm stubborn.
And she's a spitfire. Like, she would not let anyone talk like massive crap. So she would interrupt. And one girl was like, well, you always interrupt. And she's like, yes, when you're attacking my character.
Okay.
And I'm going to interrupt you for that. And
Okay.
she made no apologies for who she was. And I was like, dang it. Now I really like her.
Now I have to
Now
like
I have
you.
to like her. But they gave a little sprinkle of what's going to happen on the last one, which is next week, I think. And you know, it's gonna be They hype it up that it's going to be a big dramatic thing, which it probably is.
This is like when the proposal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the girl, the two left meet his family, and then he decides who he
Okay.
wants to marry.
Okay.
And so I know there's hype on that, which
Okay.
okay. So I have not caught up on Deal or No Deal Island.
I haven't even started. it.
I love the way it's going, so
Okay.
I am into it.
Okay.
And then lastly, Vanderpump Rules is continuing to get good. Now, I will say the girl that they're idolizing that got cheated on so badly,
Mhm.
well, it's starting to turn against her because I think everyone, I don't want to say they're jealous that
Okay.
she's had so much fame and so many good things happen because she got cheated on.
They're jealous.
They're jealous, but it's like they're kind of, she's being very stubborn in regards to there's no forgiveness.
Okay.
And so, but the other people are like, there's a statute of limitations on being mean to someone, and they want to stop being mean
Eh.
to someone. And she's like, no, you don't get to stop being mean to somebody. So there's you're watching a wave of
Okay.
transitions.
Okay.
And then there's more shows coming up with some of the older cast. There's another show called The Valley, and then there's another show with Lisa Vanderpump called The Villas somewhere. And I totally plan on watching all of
Okay.
that garbage.
I'll
'cause
try.
I love trash.
I'll try.
I love people getting in fights. I love people scandalizing.
And see, I'm more of I like the competition reality shows.
Yes. Yeah,
That's-
you do.
That's my cup of
Because you
tea.
and Brandon are y'all are very competitive.
We are.
And I love that. No, I love like
We
guys,
are.
when we go play games at their house, I know that they're gonna bring their A game, and it makes me bring my A game. So it's my ultimate favorite. Like I hate it when people show up and they're like, okay. And I'm like, no, I came to play.
We had a epic game of Uno that lasted like an hour and a half. Like we played one round and it was over in like 5 minutes. And then my oldest was like, we're playing again. And we were like, okay. Oh my gosh. It was like an hour and a half long. And finally, Brandon was like, I'm out. He's like, I'm done. And he's like, you and your mom battle it out. And so we kept going finally for like 20 more minutes. And I beat him. And I was like, he's like, let's play again. And I was like, I think I'm done. Like I can't play again.
And I said it the first time I played games with y'all. Like when we play cards, I'm like, look, I'm cutthroat. Like I'm gonna play. And then I didn't realize Brandon,
Oh, yeah.
her husband, shows up.
He can play some cards. So we play our big one that we play rummy a lot. We've been together for this will be our 14th anniversary.
I thought you were talking about me and you. I was like, oh,
No.
we've been together for a while.
I'm not talking about you. And like out of all the years that we have played rummy together, I have only beaten him maybe. I don't even think I'm in double
Oh
digits.
my God. I've got to study rummy. I got to study it
it's not
hard.
hard.
It's not, but I want to
Yeah.
my goal now is to beat Brandon. Hopefully
Good luck.
If he's listening, he's like, game on.
He
bring
might
it."
be. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, guys. So tonight we've been talking about all the things like with the weight loss, the shots, the new trend of the shots, and just all the different aspects that entails. And it really stemmed off of Oprah's special that she had. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. I think it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Yeah.
And it really was. And so I don't know if you can agree.
There was a lot of good information
Yeah.
there. They had doctors, they had the people who I don't know if created that medication. I don't know if that was it. Or they were representatives of the companies who did. They were there and they had some people in the audience who were on them who got off of them. Things like that. Like it was there was a ton of information.
There was
on there.
aspects at all levels. And I really liked the mom that, she admitted like she had battled with obesity and, she knew something to expect that with her daughter or whatever. But that was all the storylines it was really good information. And it really, like, literally, y'all, as soon as this show started, I text Kim right away. I was like, look, we've got to talk about this.
And I was like, oh, I saw that. Yeah. Well, let's do it.
Yeah. And then the other thing, one of the big things I wanted to bring up in the second section, let's not say that fast 3 times, is the aspect that she said that you can't just depend on the medicine alone.
Right.
Like you have to be doing things like other things. She said, and her metaphor or whatever was, she said, people that have cancer,
Mhm.
they don't just go get
They
the
don't just
chemo.
go pick up chemo at the pharmacy.
It's
It's not a
not
thing.
just a
Yeah.
chemo aspect. Like
Yeah.
people that have cancer, not only are they doing chemo, but they have to diet change. They have to, if they're really going to go hard and try to come
Yeah.
out of it, it's exercise, it's diet change, it's
Mm.
water, it's all aspects, and not even just that, but mentally, like going to therapy. When she said that too, I was
Yeah.
like, that's why I think that's partially why Weight Watchers has been so successful, because they do have that community
Mhm.
of togetherness
Mhm.
and that therapy aspect. And so that was like, it drove home for me. It was like
Mhm.
no one goes through anything without having that.
Needing.
You need people in your corner. You need a
Right.
safe
Yeah.
place to talk about your trials and have people meet you where you're at. And then you need
Mhm.
you need support in regards to your diet and to just everything. So
Yeah. Well, and then, as after I watched that and I did some research, of course, now my algorithm thinks that I'm looking for weight loss things. Some of the just asinine things that are out there
yeah.
that are promoting weight loss, it's crazy to
Yeah.
me. Like there was this one, it was like it was some kind of patch, but it looked like it had like this button in it, and it was like a sticker, and you put it on your belly button, and it's supposed to attack the fat cells. And I was like, so this is where we're at now. We're putting stickers on our belly button and thinking it's going to make us lose weight.
No.
Like it's just,
That's mind blowing.
and then now there's this whole thing called oat Zimpic.
Oh yeah, you were.
This, oh my god,
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm not taking it serious.
I don't know
Anyone
where
that's
this
trying
stemmed
it, that it's working for, good for you.
I don't think I could do it. So you take oatmeal, just like the dry rolled oats,
Yeah.
water, and like a half of a lime, and you blend the crap out of it so it is not like a chunky drink,
Okay.
and then you drink it.
Okay.
I don't know if it was once or twice a day. Once they started squeezing that lime in there, I was out.
So could I like do a variation and like eat a bowl of oatmeal and then take a shot of tequila with lime?
No, I don't think that's how
Dang
that
it.
works.
Dang it.
But it just, I was like, they were like, supposedly it's supposed to make you
Okay.
need to run to the
Okay. So
bathroom.
basically, it's a lot of fiber.
Yeah. And
I'm sure all of you know what fiber does for your body. And if you don't,
I was just like,
you are just going to do your best to Google that yourself.
Yeah. But they're calling it oat Zimpic. And I was like,
Wow.
oh my God.
Okay.
Okay. I just oatmeal and lime don't sound good together.
No.
But it's
not
just
at
like
all.
some of these crazy, like gimmicky things, I think,
Yeah.
kind of can fool people into thinking that it's going to be a quick fix.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't wake up one day and just all of a sudden, you're not Tim Allen in the Santa Claus. Like,
No, yeah.
it didn't happen overnight.
It doesn't.
It's going to take, what do they say? Like when you have a baby and you're trying to lose the baby weight, 9 months up, 9 months down.
Yes.
Like, it's
Well, and
a process. And I don't think a lot of
Yeah.
people, they want the quick fix. Like I went to the gym once. How come I'm not, 100 pounds
Yeah.
and have the 8-pack?
And that's why so I did the trial. I think I told you this. I tried that trial of Noom or Noob. It's the weight loss Noom.
I think so.
Noom?
That sounds right.
I think that's what it is. Anyways, I tried the trial, and really it does come from a psychological point of view, like what's driving you to eat. Like
Mhm.
what is it emotionally that's driving you to eat, or what's happening while. And so it was a different aspect, and I guess I just never really understood, like, people. It makes sense that it starts with your mindset. Like I've always heard, mental,
Mhm.
when you're depressed, you eat. And
Yeah. Well, I'm an emotional eater.
and yeah, emotional
Yeah.
eaters, there's, anxiety causes people to eat. When you're pissed off, you eat and
Mhm.
all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I get that it's from the mental aspect of it all. But yeah, I guess I would think addressing that would be, instead of the little quick fixes.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's because we live in such a right now society. We've
Mhm.
got, most everybody has cell phones and the internet, and it's all
Yes.
right there right now. And so why shouldn't weight loss be the same way? Right here, right now. It's just one of those things that I don't think
Yeah.
people dive into too much.
Oh, my cousin Jason's listening, and so is my Emma, my little Mema that babysits. I love her. And Tisha, yay! And Katie says all that fiber. Yes, fiber is good for you.
Fiber is good for you, but I think
It's
like what
not
this
good
stuff
for your
from
toilet paper
the
budget.
way that people were explaining it, they were doing it as like a comparison to like drinking a bottle of magnesium. Like
Ooh.
it's
Okay,
you're
look.
gonna prep for that
Yeah.
colonoscopy like every day. Like why? And then one guy was like, yesterday I was 2 pounds less. Today I'm 2 pounds heavier. And I'm like, then why are you doing
Yeah.
this to yourself?
And you saying, okay, so I'm gonna track with me if you can,
Okay.
because you said magnesium, and
Mhm.
so I started doing kind of a research on like vitamins, because I have to take so many
Yeah,
because of
same.
everything. And so, and I know I had told my cousin, and I think I might have told you too, like in regards to when I started having to take like 12 vitamins,
Mhm.
that I really couldn't stand taking 12 pills at one sitting. So
Right.
I did the research and looked up like when you're supposed to take your vitamins, like
Right.
for the maximum absorption,
Yeah.
so that you're getting the most effect from those as possible.
Mhm.
And some of y'all don't know, restless leg syndrome is the worst. It's the worst. And vitamin D, like if I switch those, if I took a vitamin D in the morning and a vitamin B12 at night, I would never sleep.
No.
It would be the worst combination ever.
Yeah.
So, guys, what I figured out, and I wanted to share this, and this is just what I've learned, is you really need to learn what vitamins you need to take during what time of day to get
Mhm.
your maximum absorption. So, what I found out,
Mhm.
this is new information. So, some vitamins are water soluble, which means the water is the only thing you need with them. No food,
Yeah.
nothing else, because
Right.
that water is going to carry it further in your body.
Mhm.
So the water is like your B12, like your B vitamins,
Mhm.
vitamin C, and all your Bs, biotin, thiamine, all the Bs
Yep.
are water soluble. So you want to take those without taking a meal. And y'all can tell me all day long it makes you sick to your stomach, but my understanding is that those are not supposed to do that because they're water soluble. Now, if
Okay.
you're taking a fat soluble vitamin on an empty stomach, that's where you're going to feel sick. That educated me, because I was like,
Huh. Okay.
why did I never
I
research
didn't
this?
know that.
So, fat soluble vitamins are your vitamin A, D, E, and K. So,
Okay.
those need like a yogurt, they need a fat
Okay.
to attach to carry out
yeah.
their job.
Mhm.
So I was like, I don't know why I didn't know this prior to. Like I
Mhm.
knew to take some in the morning, some in the evening or
Mhm.
whatever. But the difference between water soluble and fat soluble is,
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
so I didn't either. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start trying to do
Good to
that.
know.
And then I know I told you this. Someone told me taking a zinc, or no, not someone. It was, I read it on a research, taking a zinc and taking a selenium together
Okay. Mhm.
in one mouthful
Mhm.
actually offsets your thyroid in regards to if you're like if it's low and like
Okay.
gaining weight.
Mhm.
I mean, if you have the opposite effect where
Yeah.
you don't do that,
Yeah.
that's
So
probably just
I take zinc and Q-certain. Piggyback off each
yes.
other because the zinc basically attaches to the Q-certain and the
Yes.
Q-certain takes it through your
And
body.
that's something anybody out there that's taking vitamins, do your research. Like research what helps it, what is a carrier, what is a
Mhm.
hindrance. When, like, don't take B vitamins at night because those are your energizers.
Yeah.
Your vitamin D is a good relaxer and is good for. And then I'm so excited. Like,
Sneeze.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, now I don't have
So
to.
so the minerals, so like your calcium,
Yeah.
which is your mineral. Excuse me. There's two types of calcium. There's a carbonate and a citrate. The
Okay.
carbonate requires acid in your stomach, so take
Okay.
with a meal. But the citrate can take with or without food. It doesn't require that acid. So that's something big
Hmm.
that I didn't know either.
I didn't know all of this.
I was so excited. I
Okay.
was so excited to come here and share this. Like I didn't, this is all very news to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to tell everyone about the multivitamin. And multivitamins. So multivitamins, like your just basic
I don't
vitamin.
take a multivitamin.
Whoever does, they are water. So because they're a mixture, they're water and fat soluble.
Okay.
So it's best to eat a small meal
Mhm.
and take with a full glass of water. You want to do kind of
Yeah.
a both, a twofer.
Yeah.
Folic acid is water soluble.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I was all excited.
You got into the
I
nitty-gritty with this
I really
vitamins. I
did.
love it.
I really did. And then, yeah, most other minerals are best to take in the AM when your stomach is empty because the acid is at its highest when there's no food. So some
Right.
things you want to reduce that acid.
Okay.
I look,
Wow. That was
y'all are
got a
welcome.
lot of
That was
good
a
information on
lot.
that.
I was so like I couldn't write fast enough just because vitamins are.
Because you take so many.
I take so
I
many,
do.
y'all.
I
Oh my
take
gosh.
7 every day.
It's like,
That's
and then
where I'm
I
at.
take all those extra things that are autoimmune and for
Mhm.
like it's just so much. And I was like, I'm so tired of trying to take 30 pills at once.
So you break them up through the
I
day?
break it up. And like your vitamin C,
How do you remember to do that though? Because
I
like
go and buy one of them old people AM PMs.
I mean, I have a Monday I have a, the day of the week, but I can take all of mine
Look,
at the same time.
Amazon, you want to get like, and
Okay.
what's funny is when I get them all lined out, I notice like the AM are very bright colored, like the sun, like my turmeric, my vitamin C. It's all very orange and bright colors.
Yes.
And then the night times are all very, like,
Blues and purples.
they're very, they're very subtle color.
calming.
I was like, is that the
Well,
thing?
I mean, whatever helps you. And I feel like this, ties back into the weight loss. However,
Yes.
you can find a system to help you on your way. So like me,
Mhm.
like I don't like to, if I don't have to medicate, I'm not going to.
Me too.
Like, and there's medications and stuff that I'm allergic to, and I'm like, it's in everything. I can't have it. And
Yeah.
so, for me, if I can do something more on the natural side and find
Yes.
a rhythm of things that work for my body are all not going to work for you.
Yeah.
But it's all about finding that balance and what works for you. And it's going to take trial and error.
It really is.
It's like going to the gym for the first time. Like it's a trial and error. Are you going to look crazy on that machine you've never worked before? Probably. But you know what? Nobody's going to care.
Nobody cares.
And half the time the people who are like really buff and really fit, like they will help you. And they were some of the nicest people. Like I was
yeah.
lifting one time and I was there by myself and I was like, I'm going to do the bench press. And I was like, yeah, I got this. And I was like on my last set and it just got real heavy. And I was like, little help. And like the guy turned around. He was like, oh, he's like, I got you. And I was like, I'm sorry. That was like my last one. And it got super heavy.
This girl has all the stories at the gym. Like she'll be listening to some very
oh, yeah, my headphones cut out one day and it's
a very 50 Shades of Grey music.
Phone in my pocket started screaming at the guy next to me and I was like, I'm sorry. Nothing beats the time when I was on the elliptical and I screamed out danger zone as I like started taking off. Like sometimes I forget that I've got my headphones in and there's something about that song. Well, it's not that. It's just because every time it comes on, my husband's either screaming danger zone or one of the kids is screaming it. And so it was just like a habit that I couldn't stop myself from doing it.
Oh gosh, Al says, please send me a list of vitamins to take at different times. I will send you the whole list,
yes.
Grandpa Al. I will do it. And he says, I've been taking all the same time in the morning. No, you got it. Well, I'll get you the schedule. We'll get you. We'll get you
situated.
I'll get with Amber, and we'll get you one of them super AM PM, fun little pill separators.
It reminds me of like my grandma's. Like she had the whole month at a time, and it was huge. And I was like, oh, God,
yeah,
oh, I can't. Grandma, you're on so many medications.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, and I honestly, it's like I have to do that because I am forgetful, and I'll be like, "Did I already take that?" And then I'll double up.
Aren't the B vitamins supposed to be good for your brain? Maybe you're not taking the right B vitamins.
Dang it!
You need to take the B complex.
I need to take all the B's.
all the B's.
All the B's.
All the B vitamins.
Yes, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Yeah. So I'm excited. So I think I told you, but maybe not. But Clint, calling him out. Hopefully he's listening. I think he's going to get us a brick membership.
Yes. I would love for you guys.
So ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so ready.
I need to get back into the gym there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're up there a couple times a week anyway, so the kids can swim. Excuse me.
Well,
But
we're almost
yeah.
done, but I do want to say a huge shout out. We had so much fun yesterday at, the lumberyard.
Yeah. I got myself a
Um,
nice sunburn, my first one of the year.
Oh yeah, our forearms
Only on my
are-
right arm.
Yes,
Nowhere else am I
our-
burnt except
my
for my right arm.
forearms look super sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it though. The
Yeah,
rest of
their
it's-
patio is very nice. It is
is.
very nice. They have huge picnic tables out
They do.
there. Yeah, and they've even got some of the taller tables.
Mhm.
They've got like a seating area out there.
It is a blast. I do feel like since I was there at other hours, that it is the young hip joint.
It's the young hip joint. Okay.
It is the Burleson Coyote Ugly.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right.
But the food was really good.
It
We like the
was.
flatbreads.
Yep.
So,
Flatbread.
and the whole staff, everybody there that was so welcoming and said they would give us a listen. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, thanks. We're gonna try to do that, right?
Yeah, like once a week, we're gonna try and hit a different hotspot. It might not be a restaurant. We might pop up, I don't know, at one of the boutiques in town and
Yeah.
try on have a little fashion show.
Hey, we might have a fashion show. You don't
just
know.
never know what we're gonna do.
We're capable of so many things y'all
So
don't
many
even know.
things.
Y'all are just getting like the scratched surface
Yes.
of who we really are and what we are capable of out in public.
We like to have a good time.
We really do.
We
So yeah,
do.
and make sure you guys pay attention to where we're gonna be because
Yeah.
I know Laura did give me a suggestion. She's like, try to do it on Fridays because
Okay.
that's when
Okay.
everybody can take off work and
Okay.
come hang out. I'm like, oh,
right.
okay, all right. So
Good idea, Laura. Good idea.
yes, taking that into much
All right.
advisement.
So yeah, we
all
are almost out of
things-
time. You
Hey,
guys,
and if you guys have tips and tricks for
weight
losing
loss,
weight,
yes,
or-
share them. We love to learn what has worked for you.
Yeah.
It might work for somebody else.
studies, any new vitamin that's out that we don't know about, please don't send us any MLMs, even though they're illegal. I'm not joining.
But you guys join us next week. We're gonna be talking Easter. It's right around the corner.
Yes.
Got some
all the
fun-
things Easter.
all things Easter.
Yes, I
gonna be
haven't
a good
bought
time.
one thing, but we're gonna get there.
I have one thing, just one.
Easter Bunny is
for each kid.
procrastinating.
Yes,
That's totally fine.
okay.
But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
If you guys want to hang out, let us know. Like,
Yeah.
we want
Maybe
to bring
we can
y'all
come
in.
and meet y'all. Yeah, you want to come hang out in the studio with us? You gotta let us know.
Hey, don't forget, whatever the tea is,
Sip it, spill it, savor it.
bye guys.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing